Jolly. I mean, I was sitting next to you during this game. Crystal Palace, they started well, getting an early goal, and I thought to myself, here we go. And somehow we've managed to come back and get a late equaliser with Conor Gallagher, of all people.
Well, not late equaliser, late winner.
Winner, sorry.
I mean, two moments of brilliance has bailed us out today. Aubameyang with a great finish on the half turn. Something that we've been missing so much. Someone that's lethal in the box and can put the ball in the net. And it's a shame because Conor Gallagher waited so long for his first goal. He scores an absolute worldie last-minute winner, and then because it's at Palace, he holds his celebration in.
You couldn't write it, could you?
You couldn't write. It's a bit of a shame about that. But yeah, 2 moments of brilliance bailed us out today. I didn't think we were awful, but I felt, we actually started well in the first 5 minutes, and then defensively caught out a little bit, caught napping a little bit for that goal. I don't think Kepa's at fault for it necessarily. I need to see it back. I think Fofana maybe a little bit sleeping, but I'd have to watch that back for certain. But you go one down in the first 6 minutes, and you're like, oh shit, here we go again. But I think we responded reasonably well. Again, midfield, I thought we struggled a little bit. I thought Jorginho had a poor game, too slow on the ball, giving it away, not running back. It was one of those Jorginho performances where, and as soon as he came off, I think we actually looked loads better. I'm not like slandering him or anything. He's been fantastic for the club over the time he's been here, but too many of these performances are coming up now, and it is affecting us. And we looked so much better when Loftus-Cheek came on, when Gallagher came on. There was a lot more energy in the midfield. I just think, what you're going to get with Jorginho. He's one of them that, you use him to come on to see a game out, keep possession, keep it tight. When you're chasing a game, he slows everything down. It's not what you want. But midfield for me was the biggest concern. I thought defensively, apart from the goal, we were decent. Going forward, we weren't bad. I think Sterling's decision making today was poor. A number of times where he could have passed it, or he could have taken a shot, but he tries to cut inside again, beat another man. Poor decision making in the final third. Felt Mount was quiet today, not great. I thought Kovacic was poor, but he did improve a little bit into the second half. But I thought, it's a tough place to come away from home. Potter's first Premier League game in charge, only his second game here. He would have learnt a lot of things. And ultimately, the most important thing, points over performances. The performances will come. Get the points on the board. And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, I mean, it's credit to Potter, isn't it?
Yeah.
The decisions he made with players coming on. Obviously, Loftus-Cheek bringing a little bit of a spark into the midfield. And, I mean, Gallagher speaks for itself. I'll be brutally honest with you. I watched the whole match with my eyes. I couldn't close my eyes, and I look away for 1 second, ball's in the back of the net. But I mean, what a way for him to come on. And do you think that this is going to create some issues in terms of the next selection of players? Obviously Havertz and Mount, I personally said, and I think a lot of fans have said, we need to build the squad around those players. But now we've got Gallagher firing. That's going to cause some issues in that.
Well, it is, but that's part of managing a big club like Chelsea. You've got a squad full of class players, so you've got to manage it. And there's going to be plenty of rotation. We're playing weekend, midweek, weekend for the whole of this month, pretty much up to the World Cup. We're going to be doing that, so there's going to be a lot of opportunities for Gallagher to play, for Loftus-Cheek to play, for Brozier to get minutes. It's going to be a bit of a juggling act, but he's got to use the players in the right way. Use the 5 subs, use the bench. And I thought today he used the bench really well. Gallagher coming on did well, obviously great goal. Loftus-Cheek came on, was a lot better in the midfield than Jorginho was. Brozier he didn't really do too much, but it was fresh legsy energy. And I'm not a massive fan of Christian Pulisic, and he hasn't got the best relationship with the fans at the moment, but credit where credit's due. He actually came on and he made a bit of a difference. He gets the assist, and he did okay. Hopefully maybe he might be able to push on from this as well. But ultimately for me, I think the performance was so-so, and we got bailed out by 2 moments of brilliance. And VAR actually helped us for once as well, because I think we were very lucky in that first half of Thiago Silva's handball on the floor.
So you don't think that? Do you think it was the right decision for him to get the yellow?
Yeah, he had to get something.
You don't think it was a red though?
I think you can see him given. It's one of them where as soon as I thought it was going to the VAR on the screen, I was like, oh fuck, he's done. Because our luck with the VAR, it's always goes against us. But obviously they've obviously seen something on the replays which we haven't seen on the ground, where they deem it as just a yellow. But I thought we were lucky to get away with that. But we did deserve some luck, considering what we've been on this receiving end of with the VAR decisions and whatnot. So yeah, for me, positives to take, but there's still the same deficiencies there that have been there for a long time. But that's to be expected. You can't. Potter's not going to, wave a magic wand. Excuse the pun there, but he's, things aren't going to suddenly change within 2 matches. Yes, he's had a bit of time on the pitch in the international break, but the bulk of the players that are going to get the minutes will wear of their countries anyway. So it's not how beneficial has that really been. But positives to take for me. But there's a lot of work to do, if we're being perfectly honest.
There is a lot of work to be done. Now, just to go on that, a little bit more in depth, where does the majority of that work need to be done?
Midfield needs big work. I think attack needs a bit of work as well. We can see that if we create the chances for Aubameyang, he will put them in the net. But again, we're not creating that many chances. Two shots on target today. Like, 2 shots on target in 90 minutes. It's not good. Let's be perfectly clear about it. Luckily, both those shots have gone in today. You can't rely on that every week. You've got like Conor Gallagher could take another 10 of them shots, probably miss them all. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they just go in. So, yeah, we've got to work on our chance creation. Like, just shoot on sight more often. Just take more shots.
How are we going to do that with players like Kovacic and Jorginho? How are we going to do that?
I don't know.
Because they can't shoot.
Jorginho not.
Even Loftus-Cheek, he doesn't take shots.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, it's even seen Mason Mount as an 8. Wasn't really getting forward that much. I don't really know what the answer is, but we need some creative players in there. These guys aren't bad footballers, but for whatever reason, there's just no creativity from the middle of the park, and it's always essentially just relies on Sterling. If Sterling's not creating any chances, we don't really create anything, and that's a concern.
Yeah, I think as well when you're playing 4 at the back, it's a slightly different role for Chilwell and James.
Yeah, it is. That takes away a lot of our attacking outlet. I know they can still get forward, but it does limit them a little bit. And for all those people that we're saying, play it when Tuchel's here, play 4 at the back, play 4 at the back. 4 at the back is not really any better than the back 5.
You're actually limiting your creativity.
You're obviously you're getting an extra midfielder player on there, maybe get an extra attacker on the pitch potentially as well. But at the end of the day, we're also taking away 2 of our main attacking outlets in Reece James and Chilwell. So, you've got to find the balance. But I don't think we can play a 4 unless we've got a world-class defensive midfield player. And we just don't have that.
Well, we do with Kante, but we don't have a player who can stay fit all those matches.
This is it. Well, we need to sign midfield players. I think we are going to look at doing that. Bodie's been quite prominent about that. Links with Bellingham, looking at Alvarez in January, maybe Caicedo. So definitely an area that needs to be improved. I think defensively we're okay. We could still shore up a little bit, but for me it's the attack. It's a massive over-reliance on Sterling. It really is. You saw today Sterling wasn't that great, if we're being perfectly honest, and there was nothing really.
Do you know what I have to say? I think Sterling's a unique player. I think he's one of those players you're going to have great games and you're going to have some pretty dire games as well. But at the end of it, we're going to look in the season, we're going to say, did he score goals? Did he get assists? Yeah. And as long as he does those things...
for sure. I'm not being critical of him as a player. He's carried our attack this season, but I'm just saying today, in isolation, wasn't one of his better games. A lot of poor decision making for me, taking too many touches on the ball, could have released it quicker, could have shot quicker, and just not doing it. But you get games like that. But attack and midfield are the 2 areas that massively need improving. But it's just finding the right combination of players. That's the problem. We try so many different players, and you need some continuity up there. But at the same time, if players aren't playing well, they've got to be benched.